Welcome and thank you for joining me with Phillips Cross Stitch Therapy. So this is my first Flosstube. I thought I would get started with the Get to Know Your Needleworker tag that came out like forever ago. And then also later I'm going to have a stash video because a lot of people are asking me recently like to see my stash because I am one of those people, I just hoard it and I have so much of it and why not, right? So the first question is, where do you live? So I live in Juliet, Georgia, which is, for those of you who don't know, that's between Atlanta and Forsyth. So it's roughly about hour and a half from Forsyth. Hour and a half from Atlanta. It's a nice little area. It's a really small town. There's not much here. It's like literally one road, and that road is not even but maybe at the most a mile long. What do you do for a living? So I'm a nail technician currently. Done multiple jobs before that, and I'm also in college and graduate school for my master's in education. I'm also doing an endorsement in ESOL, which that is, let me tell you, that has been tough. Like, I'm telling you, anybody who plans to ever go into education and teach English as a second language, I'm just going to warn you heads up, that is really tough. Also, do you have any children? I don't. Not even married. But we'll see. Maybe in the future, possibly. Undecided. Do you have any pets? I have 2 dogs. One is a lab. The other one I'm not sure. And their names are May and Luna. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? So I have way too many hobbies to list on here. And it's really hard to pick one over the other, but my first one is going to be Netflix. So I'm very big into series, movies, everything of the like. If you have any suggestions of any to watch, put them in the comments below because I'm always looking for new stuff to watch. It's hard because I go to Netflix and like everything on Netflix, I've either seen it on my account or I just really didn't like it for whatever reason. But yeah, so always open to new stuff like that. I'm also a really big fan of music, mostly playing instruments, but also listening to music. I have a lot of singers that I like. It's really hard to pick, to be honest. I just kind of go with it. I don't really like particular singers all the time or particular styles of music. I just like really particular songs. And my other one is shopping for cross stitch. This has actually become a hobby for me because it is literally how I pass time sometimes. It's literally how it's just fun to me. Like, I have so much stash, it's ridiculous at this point, and I will have, like I said, a stash video coming up too as well to show you all that. But, I mean, at this point, it's like, I don't know if it's impulse buying or if it's just, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't stop. It just gets worse, and also, after I went into the virtual stitchers group, that did not help because that has just been adding to it, and now I am like into buying project bags. But I'm not going to deny I love them, and I've loved every single one of them I've got. I will also show those in a video coming up. I will say that the lady I got it from was Victoria from Stitch and Button. You can either find her through the virtual stitchers group on Facebook, or you can look up her Etsy shop, Stitch in Button, like the letter N. But yeah, and she's really good. She's everything I have from her. I've even had needle minders from her, and the 2 needle minders I have from her are really, really good. They hold needles very well. One of them actually holds my pair of scissors, surprisingly. I really didn't think it would do that. But what do you know? Okay, so the next question is, what is your favorite movie? So my favorite movie is a movie called Hombres Armados. It's basically loosely translated to Men with Guns. I don't know if you can find this in English. You might be able to, but the movie is originally in Spanish. It's really good. I highly suggest it, especially if you can find subtitles for it or if you do speak Spanish. It's a great movie. It's really hard to explain. I don't want to give too much details in the movie in case you do want to watch it, but just it's basically it doesn't tell you where it's situated, but it's basically this teacher who used to teach med students, and they all end up going missing and they end up dead, and there's a movie that explains about it. Next one is, what is your favorite TV show? So I have like, again, a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies I like, but my favorite two TV shows that I have recently seen One is called Toy Boy. That one is also in Spanish. I think it does come in subtitles because it is on Netflix. So I highly suggest watching that as well. It's a great series, especially if you like stuff like NCIS. If you like any types of like crime mystery shows like that, you're really gonna like that. Because that's honestly exactly what that is. It's kind of like a more of a fictional version of that type of stuff. It's not quite as realistic sometimes as Law and Order, but it's more like of an actual movie format. It feels like a movie more than it does something like Law and Order. And Lock and Key is another one. It's spelled L-O-C-K-E, not L-O-C-K. But that one I've recently just seen, and I finished it today actually. It's really good. It's basically about these magical keys that are in this house, and this little boy finds it, and they basically, from what I understood, became protectors of the keys. It was from their family's old residence that they had moved back into, but I'm not going to say too much on it in case you do want to watch it. It's only a season long. It doesn't have a lot of episodes, but that is already telling a lot of it, so I don't want to like spoil it for those who are interested. What is your favorite book? So my favorite book is something that you would know if you're a history kind of person. It's called The Bastard by John Jakes. John Jakes wrote a lot of historical novels. They're all really good. They have a whole series that this book is actually in, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's really good, especially if you like stuff like the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. You would be all into it. I do also believe that they have movies for those. I haven't seen them, but I've heard that they used to be like on TV back in the day, so a lot of people did record them. What is your favorite music? So my favorite music is basically what's known as Latin pop. I also do like something called Duranguense, which is, if you look it up, it would make more sense. It's similar to mariachi. It's not like that though. It still has its differences, but it's more along those type of music, especially if you come from the United States. That is more likely what you're going to associate it with when you hear it, more than likely. But I like it. But I'm really kind of open. I don't really like specific anything when it comes to music. I like a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is just individual songs more than it is the actual singers I like, or more than the actual styles of music that I like, because there are, I will not say that I like stuff like for example, let's say hip hop, but there might be like a particular song that is considered to be in that genre that I do like, but it's hard to say. But a lot of the songs, I do say pop though, because a lot of the music I do listen to tends to be pop, but there's also a lot of pop music that I really, really do not like. So, yeah. And also, which one word best describes you? So this is really difficult. I picked two, diligent and determined, because I put diligent because it's really, really a big thing of mine to have stuff done when it, like, as soon as possible. Like, it's become an OCD. Like, it has to be done right when I know about it, kind of thing. It doesn't even matter if it has a deadline. It's just how I am. And I am on task. I hate being off task. Also determined because whether it's come through my college throughout the years or through my jobs, I am going to find a way to get stuff done. Even if it doesn't happen the way I want, I will still find a way to make it happen in some way, shape, or form. And then some questions outside of this that people have been wanting to know. My favorite fabric and thread brand. So my favorite fabric is Lakeside Linen. I do like it because it is a linen. You can get them in vintage colors, and they're all washable at the same time. So I do like that, everything about that. I've stitched on them. They're very nice to stitch on as well. I don't know what the base fabric is. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was either like either Zweigart or Northern Cross linen. I'm not positive on that though. You'd have to look that up. My favorite thread is Gentle Arts. Between Gentle Arts and Valdani. Gentle Arts I like if you're looking for an overdyed cotton floss that has very subtle variegation. Valdani if you want something that's like more of a vintage variegation, which I do love Valdani. I've heard that the skeins of Valdani are not the same, and I've heard that they are really a nightmare to work with. I don't know. I've never used them, but maybe I will try that in the future and put a video. My favorite cross-stitch designer, I have two, Lavender Lace and Rosewood Manor. Lavender and Lace, I liked their angels and brides and stuff. I love the Victorian aspect. Rosewood Manor, I like the colors, and I like her Quakers a lot. And I'm starting to just slowly get into all her other stuff. I don't know, I'm just I'm like slowly building upon it, you know, and really, really liking her stuff, even that isn't a Quaker or that don't use Valdani. What is your favorite snack food? So by far, hands down, it's peanut butter. I've never had anything that's bad with peanut butter. I'm starting to get into eating powdered peanut butter a lot and stuff, like in protein shakes and stuff, because I will get fat if I keep eating peanut butter, like severely. Like I will eat tons of it, and it's just not healthy. So I'm trying to use something that at least it is not quite as horrible. But anyways, yeah, so that will be the end of the questions. If you have any other questions, comments, or anything below, or suggestions on videos, you can put those down below too. I will show my whip in another video. I don't always have like destined times to stitch, so I'm going to be showing those here and there when I have progress or when I have new stuff or whatever. But yeah, so any suggestions, put it below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.